Hi, I'm Tori, and I have been buying books. One of my local libraries has a book sale every weekend, and I try not to go too often because then I own a whole lot of books, but it has been having half off days lately, so I've been buying books. These will all be organized by size because that's how I had to stack them so they wouldn't fall over. So the first time I went, I was only supposed to be going to the library to return a book, and I was on my way to work and only had about 10 minutes to look, so I didn't buy too many. So on the first day I went, I bought The Invention of Wings. I don't know much about this except that it is by Sue Monk Kidd, who wrote The Secret Life of Bees, which I love and I've reread multiple times. So I got that because I figure it's probably great. And if not, it's a book sale. I can always donate it back. Next, I bought The Cuckoo's Calling, which is written by J.K. Rowling, even though it says Robert Galbraith on it. And it's supposed to be her pen name so she can write stuff without having all the pressure of the Harry Potter books on her and without people expecting it to be just like Harry Potter. But they even put a sticker on it that says written by J.K. Rowling. So, that's not working out too well for her. Then I bought The Fiery Heart, which is by Richelle Mead. It's the 6th and final book in the Bloodline series, which takes place in the same universe as the Vampire Academy. So you should really read all 6 Vampire Academy books, then all 6 Bloodlines books. And I read both of these series just checking them out from the library, but now I'm rereading them, and I am buying them because I figure if I'm rereading it, that means I could actually own them. So I've been slowly buying them from Amazon in the order that I'm reading them, but this was even cheaper than the $4 Amazon cheapest books you can get. So I decided I'd go ahead and get it because it's also in really nice condition. It's the hardback and it's all pretty still, and I can peel that sticker off, hopefully. Then the final book I bought that first day was this massive book, and this is actually 3 books in one. It says it is the Complete Night Angel trilogy by Brent Weeks, and I bought this because the author's name sounded vaguely familiar, because this is a fantasy book, and because it's an entire series in one volume, which means that if I like it, I have the whole thing right here and I don't have to hunt for the next books. And if I don't like it, I only spent 75 cents on this one volume, so if I don't like it, I can give it away and it's not a problem. Alright, the next time I went to the book sale, I allowed myself more time and therefore bought many more books. So this is Galileo, A Very Short Introduction. So it's just this cutesy little book that looks like it's part biography and then part actual science stuff. So it's got like biography things, and I also saw some charts in here that looked kind of scientific too. So that'll be a nice little introduction because I know almost nothing about Galileo. Then I bought Brokeback Mountain, which I did not even know was based on a story, and I checked, it says now a major motion picture, which means that the movie was based on the book. You always want to look for that. You never want to buy a book based on a movie because generally those are horrible. But apparently this is just a short story that the movie was based on, and it's incredibly short. Now, if it had been longer, I might not have gotten it because I've seen the movie Brokeback Mountain, and it's incredibly depressing. And generally, I can handle depressing in this size book. I would not want to read a book that was that depressing that was huge, but since it's tiny, it can be a little depressing, and then I'll go read something funny, and it won't be so sad. Next, I bought Airliners between 1919 and 1939. This is just a little book about fun old airplanes. You can see it's got all kinds of little pictures in it. And I thought it looked really cool. I might go show it. I have a neighbor who lives across the street in his 90s who was in World War II, and I might go show it to him because he was in World War II and he has a pilot's license, so does his wife. So, they might know a lot about it, and I thought that'd be fun. Then I bought the Survival in the Outdoors book, and I bought this because the outdoors and I don't get along so well, and I'm trying to change that. So if I do go outside and decide to go hiking somewhere or something like that, it'd be nice to have this so that when I end up, almost dying, I'll know how to get out of it because, nature and I like each other so much. Then I bought these 2 books, which are called Magic, spelled with a Y, and Flight, spelled with a Y. And those covers are just so pretty and shiny. I figure even if the stories are terrible, I can set these out as Halloween decorations or Harry Potter decorations, just because they're so pretty and shiny. And these are book 1 and book 2 in a series, so that's good. I try not to buy middle books in a series unless it's by an author I really love and I know I'm going to want to collect the whole series, like with the Bloodlines one. And so I figure I can start reading it, and it might be a good story, and if the series goes on more than this, I can buy those, and if it doesn't, then I have some very pretty decorations. Then I bought this book about Chico, which is a town near where I live, and I'm trying to get more interested in local history, because I've read some history books-ish. I'm not too much of a history person, mostly historical fashion, but I've read some history books about, you know, like general stuff, but I'm trying to learn more about local stuff. And you always see these kinds of things at, like, museums and stuff, and they're expensive, so I thought it was used, it was cheap, and I could just go ahead and get it. Then I bought Bread and Chocolate by Philippa Gregory, and I don't know, it says it's a delicious collection from a most accomplished storyteller. So I'm thinking this may be short stories, I'm not really sure, but I've read lots of Philippa Gregory books, and I usually love them with a few exceptions. And I figure it's a nice little short story collection, and I can see how it goes. Then I bought Rights, which is A Guatemalan Boyhood by Victor Pereira, and I thought that'd be interesting to kind of learn about Guatemala and growing up there. Especially, I just read Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe, and that was about growing up in like Mexican immigrant culture to the United States, and it was fun learning about, because just someone else's culture in their growing up experience, so I thought this would be kind of fun to read also. Then I got Myths of the Female Divine Goddess, and so this is just, I'm not sure if this is mythology or closer to like Wicca stuff or what, but it has just all these little sections about different goddesses. It's sorted by kind of goddess, and in each kind they talk about ones from all different cultures. So I'm not sure if it will actually just be the stories or if it'll be more analysis of it, but I like learning about mythology from all different cultures, so that sounded interesting. Then I bought Auntie Mame by Patrick Dennis. I have read this before. I borrowed my mom's copy, and now I have my own, so I don't have to steal hers. And this book is hilarious. There are parts of it that I didn't quite like, and they were a little dated, because this is from, I think the movie came out in the 60s. This may be from earlier. I think it takes place quite a few decades before that. But it is just about a very eccentric woman. If you've heard of the show Mame or some of the movie adaptations, it's just very, very funny, and it's great to see all the ridiculous stuff that it's about a little boy who goes to live with his very eccentric aunt, and it's very fun, so I needed my own copy of that. Then I got How to Get Organized Without Resorting to Arson! A step-by-step guide to clearing your desk without panic or the use of open flame. And I am not a very organized person. I have way too many possessions, and I really need to learn some cleaning skills. And I honestly kind of doubt this will help too much, but I figure it sounds funny, and I might learn a thing or two, and if not, I can always just get rid of it. So next, I got High-Spirited Women of the West. And this is the kind of book that you always see for sale in museums, like if you go to local like pioneerish museums or any of the museums in this half of the country. I'm sure on the East Coast they're different, but all the museums around here, you always see this kind of general collection of stories of historical people, you know, different things. And I usually don't buy them because they're fairly expensive, but this was used, so I figured I can get it, and then next time I go to a museum, I won't have to buy their kind of book like this. Then this book I got mainly for the title and the cover. It is Moon Pies and Movie Stars, and I just love the cover art there. It looks great. And it says it's a laugh-out-loud road tale that pits a feisty Texas mama against the Hollywood machine. And mostly I just got it because it looked fabulous, and I'll see if the story is fabulous too. Then I have A Tyranny of Petticoats, which is a collection of short stories written by young adult authors. There are some I've heard of and some I've read. There's Marissa Meyer, is the only one I've actually read, but a few more I've heard of also. And basically it's they're 15 short stories of belles, bank robbers, and other badass girls. And I'm guessing set in historical times because of the word petticoats. So I'll see how it goes. I'm trying to read more short story collections because it's something I don't read too often. So I'll read a couple and see if I like them or not. Then I don't know really why I got this because I am not really a Civil War history person, but this is Bullseyes and Misfires, 50 People Whose Obscure Efforts Shaped the American Civil War. And I'm kind of hoping this will be funny, and it sounds like it's people who either intentionally or unintentionally really affected the Civil War through small things. So I've been liking listening to especially, but sometimes actually reading paper copies too, of like historical books that are more funny and more written to entertain, so I'm hoping this will be like that, and I'll read a little bit and see. Then I bought Outlander by Diana Gabaldon, and I'm listening to the audiobooks of these. I just finished the third one, but I figure it would be nice to have the hard copy so that I can look up how things are spelled and like reference things, and I can recommend it to people. And if they don't like audiobooks, I can say, here, read the paper copy. Though I do recommend the audiobook because there are accents from so many different places in these books, and it's great to hear the narrator doing the Scottish accents and the French accents and the English accents and all the different accents. So recommend the audiobook, but it's always nice to have the paper copy to look stuff up. And finally, I got the Penguin Atlas of Women in the World. And this is just a book of maps and charts and statistics. And I love charts and statistics. I love things that are color-coded. So there's like working for wages is on a page, and migration, and debt, and there's the global sex trade, which is kind of depressing, and this book is older. It's from, I think, 2003, so these statistics wouldn't be super accurate for now, for this current time period. But I just kind of thought it'd be interesting. I love statistics and color coding and charts, so I had to get it. I'm not sure if I'll keep it forever, but I thought I'd at least look through it because charts, and I love charts. So those are all the books I bought at my library book sale. And my plan is I'm buying a lot, but hopefully I will end up donating some of them back because I really don't need to fill up that many more bookshelves. So thanks for watching.